Following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to The Gift of Life with Gregg. I'm your host, Gregg Francis, and I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Barry Kaplan and Leora Lieberman. We save lives, plain and simple. Have you known someone stricken with leukemia? Has a family member of yours suffered from lymphoma? Then turn up your dial. This show is for you. We are the gift providing a second life. We are the gift of life. Since 1999, we've saved over 2,700 lives. For many patients with blood cancer, bone marrow donation is often their last hope, and that's where we come in. We try hard at what we do, but we will never be satisfied until we can say, one day, we found a match anytime, anywhere, for anyone. That's the gift of life way. So now we have the scissors, we've opened the box, and now it's time to unwrap the gift of life. Hello everybody, and welcome to our third show. This show is very, very exciting for me, and I'm really happy that you're able to spend this hour with us. For those listeners in our audience who tuned in last week, welcome back. And for those of you who are turning in for the first time, we're so glad you could join us for Gift of Life with Gregg. We broadcast live from Boca Raton, Florida, not a bad place to be, every Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m. here on WWNN 1470. We had a great show last week with our friend John Engler. John, if you're listening right now, I'm very proud of you, buddy.
We love you, John.
We'd like to thank Jumping John again for coming on our show with us. John is a great example of a hero paying it forward, and we were glad that he shared his stories with us on the show. So ladies and gentlemen, we're excited for another great week. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We encourage our listeners to call into our show at any time at 1-888-565-1470. Again, that's 1-888-565-1470. If you're inspired by what we do, if we motivate you to celebrate life, we want to hear it. You have to tell us. So please call into our show today. Along with my co-host, L Squared Leora Lieberman and BK Barry Kaplan, we are here to spread awareness about the Gift of Life Bone Marrow Foundation, a life-saving nonprofit that gives patients a second chance at life. We want to remind everybody, and please remember this, of how special life is and how every day of health and happiness is a true gift of life. Now, as our weekly listeners know, I like to start out each show by thanking my own gifts of life, so forgive me for being self-serving, who I care deeply about. And I'd like to say a special hello to my mom, Katie. Mom, I love you. It's week 3, and you supported me the first 2. I hope you love this show. My favorite fan in Maryland, Grandma Margie, I hope you're listening. And for everybody that's listened the first 2 weeks, my gift of life, my 2 sons, Nick and Patrick, who are 11 and 7 years old. And boys, don't be afraid to call Daddy on the show. It's 1-888-565-1470. Also this week, I'd like to make a heartfelt shout out to my friend Rand Parker. I hope you're feeling great today, buddy. Rand is recovering from full knee replacement surgery and is rehabbing, getting ready for our bowling season that's coming up around the corner. And he's eagerly awaiting his Dallas Cowboys to kick off. And last but not least, a special hello to my friends Miriam and Jerry Rockman in Lake Worth, who are big fans of the show. So, if I may, let's introduce the co-hosts for our new listeners, BK Barry Kaplan and L Squared Leora Lieberman.
Hey, it's Barry Kaplan. It's nice to be with everyone today. I'm a recent graduate of Skidmore College. I work here at the Gift of Life in the Business Development Department, and I started interning with the Gift of Life a few summers ago, and now I'm working here full time.
Hey everyone, I'm Leora Lieberman, or as my new nickname shows, I'm L Squared. And I'm really excited to be on the show today. We really have a great show in store for all of you. I'll introduce myself a little bit for those new listeners. I went to the University of Florida in Gainesville for my undergraduate, and I'm going back this week, tomorrow actually, to start my MPH, and then I'm also applying to medical school. So as you can see, I really like school, and I spent my summer with these two lovely gentlemen right here, Barry and Gregg, two amazing people who I've had a great summer with. They've taught me so much, and I'm thankful for every day I get to spend with them. So another thing we all have to celebrate, whether it's waking up in the morning to a job we love, or whether it's catching up with an old friend you haven't seen in years, or simply waking up and just living healthy and happiness, this show is about noticing all of those little things. And we want to hear from you. So please call in and tell us how you celebrate your gifts of life.
All right, my team and dare I say my friends, it's great to have you. Let's have a great show.
Yeah, so I want to start off by talking about Gift of Life and what we do as an organization. And I want to tell our audience a little bit about who we are. At Gift of Life, we find bone marrow matches for patients suffering with leukemia, lymphoma, any blood-related diseases that are treatable with a bone marrow transplant. Each year, we run over 1,000 bone marrow drives. 1,000 bone marrow drives.
Unbelievable.
All over the country. Anywhere from the West Coast to the East Coast, and even all the way up in the North. We recruit people, we educate people, just like you listeners, about our amazing life-saving cause. From college campuses to law offices, 5K walks, bowling alleys, art festivals, music shows, you name it. We enter thousands of people into our registry who could potentially save a child or an adult's life. Here at Gift of Life, we give people a second chance, and every day we want to celebrate that fact.
And Barry, I think that you hit the whole gamut of everybody that we try to canvass. So
don't leave anyone out there.
If there's anybody out there we missed, please call us at 1-888-565-1470. Or if you want to call Gift of Life, it's 1-800-9-MARROW. Or for those that like numerics, it's 1-800-962-7769. So to our audience out there today, what is it in your life that's worth celebrating? Is it going out to dinner with your family? Is it watching your son play in his first soccer game? They put Little League, but I had to personalize it for soccer.
Greg.
No, that's okay. Is it watching your daughter have her first ballet recital? Is it watching your teenager, your grandchild graduate school? Freddie over here on the other side of the glass is graduating next Tuesday from FAU, so we want to congratulate him.
Congrats, Freddie.
When you witness lives being saved, you learn to appreciate the little things. And the little things, they aren't that little, the things that you're grateful for. So for our listeners out there, we'd love to hear from you. Please, let us know what your gifts are by calling into 1-888-565-1470. Again, Barry, that's
1-888-565-1470. We want to hear from you, audience. We want to hear what you have to add.
Working here this summer, I watch people every day. Donors give their time, their efforts, their busy schedules. They give that up just to heroically donate to strangers they don't even know, to patients they might never even meet. And that's really something worth talking about, and that's something that we here want to celebrate. Later on in this show, we're going to meet a special little girl named Sammy, who's truly a hero, and she needs our help to find a life-saving bone marrow match. Listeners, I want you to listen closely. That match may be you. So you need to stay tuned to hear more about this amazing, amazing little girl named Sammy. But before I get too far ahead of myself, Barry, how did this all start? Where did Gift of Life come from?
I'm glad you asked that question, Leora, because it's an amazing story. You can't come up with this stuff. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It all started about 25 years ago. One morning, a young man named Jay woke up and was not feeling very well. He decided to take a trip to the doctor's office, and he got some tests done, and the doctor unfortunately sat him down and told him that he was very sick. The doctor told him that he had leukemia.
Wow.
And again, Barry Leora at 23 years old.
Exactly. He was in his early 20s, just like Leora and I, and he was diagnosed with leukemia, a type of news that no college graduate, no young person, ever expects to hear, they shouldn't even hear. His doctors told him that the news was grim, and he should start preparing his farewells. He should start manufacturing his bucket list.
Goodbyes.
Which I hate using that. But the reason why that they told him that was because Jay needed a bone marrow transplant. And unfortunately for Jay, his background, his ethnicity, his Eastern European descent was very underrepresented in the worldwide registry. And for Jay, being an Ashkenazi Jew, the outlook was not very good for him. So back in the 90s, Jay couldn't find a match, but this is where the bad news stops, and here's where the hope begins, and the story takes an amazing turn. Jay's mother and father, and Jay himself, Arlene and Jack Feinberg, his mom and dad, they wouldn't let their son die.
Doesn't Jay joke today that leukemia had never met a mother like his before?
Absolutely. That's a great joke.
And if I could interject, Jay always, and Jay is my friend, and we have something to talk about with him a little bit later. Jay says that cancer never came up against a Jewish mother, and a Jewish mother is going to win, hopefully, every single time.
Exactly.
And for that matter, any mother out there who's listening, you can understand if you hear this news about your child, nothing's going to stand in your way.
There's nothing like parents on a mission to save their child's life. They would not lose hope. Jay's parents' mission, they wanted to save Jay, and that's exactly what they did. For 4 years, they ran drives. They ran about 250 drives all over the country. They recruited 60,000 people, 250 drives. Incredible.
It's 60,000 people.
And even through this wide-scale effort, a huge grassroots effort, throughout the years, they started finding matches, not matches for Jay, but matches for others. One day, the 250th drive, they're wrapping up the drive, they're ending things, and a young girl by the name of Becky walks up and says, I volunteered today, but I didn't get to join the registry. I'm afraid of needles. She decided that day to get tested, and she decided to get her finger pricked for the blood sample, and wouldn't you know it, she was Jay's perfect match.
Wow.
You want to know something that I want to mention, and Barry, we mentioned this on earlier shows, Leoria, we mentioned this on earlier shows. They didn't have the power of social media at the time. So when we say grassroots, this was real grassroots, ledger paper, going column by column. It brings me back to my accounting days, as I joke. But think about trying to travail the waters without social media, which we think of as second nature today. Go back 20 years ago where you didn't have that, news didn't spread that quickly. So Jay and his parents overcame really, really tough obstacles, one with the underrepresentation, and two with the limited knowledge that they have to have the accessibility right then and there.
I couldn't agree more, Greg.
So what happens? So what happens? The last person, as Barry said, that wasn't supposed to be there at the last drive. We couldn't write something like this. It would be a great story, but it's not contrived. And today, out of Jay, Arlene, and Jack's recruitment efforts, out of a mother's faith, out of a father's hope, out of a son's determination, their family's unwavering devotion to save their son's life, Gift of Life Bone Marrow Foundation stands as one of the biggest bone marrow registries in the world. It's been a proud 19 years, and to date, we have over 230,000 donors in our registry. We saved over 2,700 lives, and that number is going to be close to 2,800 lives because we've been having a lot of workups lately. Now, that isn't something to celebrate, Barry. I don't know what is. We say that every day it's our mission to find a match, anytime, anywhere, for anyone. This is where I'm going to make an invitation. This is why I invite our listeners to join our cause, to join us in sharing this gift of life to many children, to many families in need of patients' help. You may be the one that may be like Becky. You may be one person's life-saving match, and you're not only saving the patient, you're saving their family as well. If you're impassioned by what we do, then we're challenging you today to please join with us, we're all a family, in our cause to save lives. Please call us at 1-800-9-MARROW. Or again, if it's easier to hear it numerically, it's 1-800-962-7769. And ask to speak with our friends Joel and Anita. They're by the phones waiting for your calls. Last week we told you about our donor circle called The Show, and that's easy enough to remember. And it's a great way to help us save lives. We're right now waiting for your calls. All donations made will be used to process kits on our shelves. There are lives waiting to be saved, and that could start with any one of you listening today. You may be that one contribution that helps save a life.
It's mind-boggling, Greg. It's crazy to think right now, at this very moment, that there are lives waiting to be saved on those shelves in those kits. Right now, at this very second, there's someone's life on that shelf. And on today's show, we truly have a life to celebrate. When a bone marrow match is made and a patient's transplant happens, a lot of patients consider that the day of their bone marrow transplantation is kind of like a second birthday almost. And when a transplant happens, a patient is given a second chance at life, hence the whole second birthday. And today we want to give a shout out, we want to celebrate our founder, Jay Feinberg's second birthday, his 19th transplant anniversary. Congrats, Jay. Great job.
And on behalf, we've been practicing this, the singing trio. Happy transplant anniversary to you. Happy transplant anniversary to you.
This is going bad. Let's end it now.
No, you want to know something, a celebration like this, Jay? Happy 19th transplant anniversary, and I hope you have 100 more. Jay, I love you. I love you for what you do to society, and stay in good health and always be happy.
We had a great birthday party yesterday, our second birthday party at our Boca Raton headquarters. Did you guys like the cake?
Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it.
I absolutely loved it. In fact, I had 2 pieces.
Okay, well, you had my piece for me because I didn't have a piece, but it was an awesome party. We really celebrated Jay's milestone, and today we have something really meaningful as well to show to our listeners. And today, more than ever, it's important that you stay tuned with us and listen to what we're going to say, because we have a special girl named Sammy who really needs all of your help, and it's vital that you listen to what we have to say.
Before we get to meet Sammy, though, I want to talk a little bit about what happened at the bowling tournament, because there's a couple of things that we really thought were quite amazing at the bowling tournament that happened, right, Greg?
Yeah, Bear. I'm glad that you mentioned it, because if we're celebrating life and, the inspiration of hope, giving thanks to great people, and great heroes for that matter, this event sure was full of them. And not to mention, really, really good bowlers, too.
I know Greg isn't thinking of me when he thinks of great bowlers.
No, that's not true. That's not true. You are. You have perfect form.
Perfect form, not perfect form. But I can definitely vouch for the great people that came out to that event and the great heroes that came to support us. The event was last Sunday, July 20th, and we actually had 40 bowlers come out. And we were so excited that so many people came to participate in our first Strikes for Life bowling tournament.
It really was incredible. You don't know what to expect, but to have 40 bowlers come out for a great cause was more than any of us anticipated. And as I like to call myself a bowler myself and an avid sportsman. No, you guys are too kind. But I did shoot okay last night. I had so much fun at this event, and let me tell you, it was a day and a finale for that matter worth remembering. The last game in the finals, there was a tie, and there had to be a roll-off to determine a winner. We had players score 290s, 275s, 260s, and we even had one person score a perfect game, a perfect 300. So let's give it up for Matt Jerry of Brown & Brown.
Yeah, Matt.
12 straight strikes. He was working up a lather, working up a sweat, but every time he threw the ball beautifully. And I bowl with Matt in league. He's on a competitive team. I tried to get him on our team, but he wouldn't budge.
That's amazing. A perfect game. I wish I could shoot that.
But you want to know something? It's definitely something to celebrate. And, as I mentioned, the bowling scores, the 300, 290, 270. What's more amazing to me are the 4 gentlemen who won the tournament. Coming in at first, second, third, and fourth place, respectively, winning was Brian Mulholland, great bowler, lefty. Eric Ross, another fantastic bowler, lefty. Devlin came in third. He is also a lefty. I don't know if there is a prejudice towards lefty. And
lefty thing going on there.
fourth was Dooley. So here was the beauty of the event. The winners all gave either all of part of their winnings back to Gift of Life as a contribution.
Wow.
To go ahead and test kits on their behalf. This was not an expectation of the Gift of Life, but it really attests to the character that these gentlemen are and how they believe in our cause. If I could also send a special thank you to my good friend Mike Camilleri, who's a talented bowler, and I felt he got robbed on the 10-pin, the 10th frame of the 5th game, but to quote-unquote assuage his guilt, he donated $500 to our cause. And special thanks also goes to Vince Kamicki and Robbie Comito, two bowlers that made our tournament a special event. Vince got a lot of bowlers to join the cause, and Robbie donated all the trophies for the event.
We really want to thank everyone who came out to the Strikes for Life bowling tournament. We want to thank the winners for being heroes. We want to thank everyone coming out and donating their time and money and doing everything that they can for being heroes. For our listeners, you can also join these people and you can also become a hero, just like our bowlers from Strikes for Life. All you have to do is pick up your phone and call 1-800-9-MARROW, or if you need the numerical number, 1-800-962-7769. I'll say it again, 1-800-962-7769. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. Ask for Joel or Anita.
Yeah, Joel or Anita right now are waiting for your calls. To recap again, the bowling tournament was so successful that we're having another one this October. So stay tuned for our future shows to hear more info. Or if you're interested now, call into our offices at 1-800-9-MARROW and ask for Jenna. She'll tell you how you can participate and how you could be a part of this special cause. Leora, are there any other events that people could get involved in?
There actually is. There's one coming up. It's on August 9th. That's a Saturday for everyone who likes to have fun on Saturday nights. This event is just for you, and it's going to be at the Blue Martini on Glades Road right here in Boca Raton, right where our headquarters is, and it's going to be a great event, so we'd love to see you all there. If you have some friends, you could bring them too. And again, listeners, if you're interested, please contact Jenna at 1-800-962-7769. Again, that's 1-800-962-7769.
You know, to get everyone excited for this Bond event, it's an event that starts at 6 p.m. It's going to be real fun. We have a trivia question. We got a trivia question for our audience, and this is a really hard question, but I think you guys can handle it. Before we take a break, I want to tell you guys what our trivia question is. And the prize for this question will be revealed after the break. But here's the question: how many trivia questions have been asked on this show? Again, as this date, right now, how many trivia questions have been asked on this show?
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we have an important message for you to listen to.
ThrowItBetter.com. Do you need help with your bowling game? Are you taking the right 5-step approach? If you want to become a competitive bowler, even a recreational bowler that's considering joining a league, or a league bowler that's considering joining a tournament, you need to see Vince. He's going to show you how to throw it better. He'll get you the right equipment, he'll show you the right approach, and as a certified coach himself, he'll put you in the best position to succeed. If you're interested, please visit Vince at throwitbetter.com and tell him that Gregg sent you. Again, that's www.throwitbetter.com. If you own a business and have the need for commercial insurance, I suggest you call Chris Moore of Brown & Brown Insurance in Fort Lauderdale. Chris has been in the commercial insurance business for over 30 years and can handle any company's need for property, general liability, workers' compensation, and automobile, just to name a few. Brown & Brown, being countrywide and the 5th largest agency in the country, gives Chris the tools he needs to meet all your insurance needs. So call Chris at 954-331-1420. Again, that's 954-331-1420. 331-1420. We want to extend a special thanks to our friends at the Boca West Foundation for all the wonderful work they do for Gift of Life and for all the meaningful service they give to the Boca Raton community. For over 3 years, the Boca West Foundation has generously supported local charities in the Boca Raton area. The Boca West Foundation. It's all about the kids. Are you in the market for a health plan? If so, please visit my good friend Gary at Health Plans Unlimited. No plan is too big or too small. Gary will customize a plan that's affordable and comprehensive, just for you. If you're interested, please visit Gary Goldman, the best in the biz, at www.healthplansunlimited.com. Again, that's www.healthplansunlimited.com. Or you can call Gary Goldman directly on his personal line at 954-303-6676. Again, that's 954-303-6676. And tell him that Gregg sent you directly from the Gift of Life. Health Plans Unlimited. We have the health plan for you.
Interested in being part of Mission Possible?
Dun 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 dun.
On Saturday night, August 9th, at the Blue Martini in Boca Raton, come listen to a donor and recipient's experience and how Gift of Life truly saves lives. Don't miss the opportunity to be part of Boca Chamber's Festival Days and get your photo taken with Sean Connery lookalike John Allen, Palm Beach's very own 007 Sean Connery impersonator, and savor premium libations and culinary delights in only the most covert manner. Please call Jenna at 1-800-9-MARROW. Again, please call Jenna at 1-800-9-MARROW.
Welcome back to the Gift of Life with Gregg, the show that talks about giving and receiving. I'm your co-host, Leora Lieberman, and I'm here with my host, Gregg Francis, and co-host, Barry Kaplan. If you'd like to call into our show, we'd love to hear from you. Please call 888-565-1470. Again, that's 888-565-1470. And now, back to our show.
All right, welcome back, our listening audience, to Gift of Life with Gregg, the show that runs every Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m. So before break, my good friend Barry announced that we have a trivia question, but our listening audience doesn't know what the prize is. So let me tell you right now, if you could tell us the correct answer to our trivia question, you will win 2 free tickets to our next event, which is at Blue Martini on Glades Road. So, Barry, if you could please repeat the question.
Here it is, audience. To date, how many trivia questions have been asked on this show? If you can tell me the correct answer to this question, you're going to win that prize, those 2 free tickets to the Bond With Us event, and it's going to be a blast, I can guarantee you that. Call us up, 888-565-1470. Give us the answer, 888-565-1470.
And they'll bond with Bond, actually. They'll bond with us and they'll bond with Bond. So
Double whammy there.
It is a double whammy. So we're going to take an 180-degree turn, and as I mentioned before break today, we have a truly heartfelt and inspirational story to share with you, our listening audience. Here on the Gift of Life with Gregg show, we remind you all every day, every moment, every minute to ask yourself, what are you grateful for? What can you celebrate today? What gifts of life are you enjoying right now, right at this very moment? While we still want you to think about these important questions, on today's show, we're going to talk about something, a little different. Today's show is an unusual show for us because there is one special little girl who needs our help, who needs our listening audience's help. Audience, this show is about Sammy, a little 6-year-old girl from South Florida who desperately needs our help.
Gregg, don't you have a son that age?
I have a son that's 7 years old that's going into 2nd grade and Patrick, I love you dearly. This hits very, very close to my heart. Sammy's an adorable, and she's going into first grade, Barry and Leora. She's a self-proclaimed princess, but I'll make that proclamation. She is a princess and loves to dress up in pink, purple, and blue tutus. She's a firecracker with a little laugh that can make just about anybody smile. And Leora, I think you spoke with Sammy.
Right, I did speak with Sammy. So, as we've said before in our last two shows, we're really here to celebrate the gifts of life, and we're here to remind everyone to cherish their everyday happinesses, their everyday gifts of life. And in doing so, while we're grateful for our own gifts, we're sometimes reminded that other people are out there that really, really need our help, of those who truly need our saving, and that's what we're here to do today with Sammy. So after spreading our word to our audiences and our constituents and to our South Florida communities, to our communities all over the country about this show, Gregg and I received a call from a family who had heard about our show and had watched our show and who was asking for our help. Their call was about a little 6-year-old girl named Sammy. Sammy's just about to enter the first grade, and she's the spunkiest, she's smiley, she loves to ride her pink four-wheeler, which I'm sure she'll tell you all about, all around her backyard. She's a self-proclaimed princess, and I have to tell you, at 6 years old, I wish I could have been a princess too. And she loves the colors blue, pink, purple, and she loves being a great big sister to her 18-month-old baby brother.
And if I could put this in perspective to our listening audience, as Leora, Dan, and I mentioned, Sammy is 6 years old, and she has an 18-month-old brother, and at this point she's only 10 pounds greater in weight than he is. So take a breath and listen. She has an 18-month-old brother, and she's 6, and she only weighs 10 pounds more than him.
Right, so as her mother was starting to notice this, and as her mother was starting to notice that maybe Sammy's hearing wasn't right, her mom started to get worried, and they took her to see a doctor. And the family received some devastating news. Sammy was diagnosed with Fanconi anemia, a fatal blood disorder that's treatable, but only with one treatment option, a bone marrow transplant. Fanconi anemia is a rare genetic disorder that only affects 1 out of 350,000 people.
It's true, Leora. I don't really like to talk about my family in the public sphere, but my father is a hematologist and an oncologist, doctor who specializes with blood cancers. And when I heard about this story, I called him up and asked him, and he'd only encountered it in his 30-plus years as a doctor. He had only encountered it twice.
Your doctor is such a prominent hematologist, oncologist in this area. Now, put this in perspective. The Orange Bowl or Sun Life or whatever they call it now, where the Dolphins play, hosts about 80,000 people. So she's 1 out of 4 stadiums filled to capacity and then some that would have this affliction.
Wow. So after her family received this devastating news, they started searching international registries and databases, but still to this day they have still found no match. Sammy's family is not a match, which means her brother is not a match for her sister is not a match for her, and so now it's up to us. We must search the world for a bone marrow match for this little girl. Her family reached out to us, seeing how we at the Gift of Life could help, and right away we made a plan of action. Today, Sammy's match could very well be in our headquarters. They could be in our storage of kits that are still waiting to be processed on our shelf. We rely on the help of people, just like you, audience, just like you listening today, to help us process these kits.
You know, something I want to add to this story, Leora, it has to do with our audience out there, our listeners, our supporters. Because of you, Sammy's family was able to find out who we are, find out that we were in the area, and were able to come and ask for help. And I want to take a minute to thank our listeners and our supporters out there for spreading the word and getting engaged. But it doesn't stop there. It does not stop there. We need to take that extra step, and we need to find this girl a match, and we need to help her as a community, as individuals, as humans.
Yeah, we all took a plea when we found out about this the other night, and it was after midnight. We're going to do whatever we could in our power to find her a match. And yes, today I'm going to ask our listening audience to please, if you can, please contribute Our website is www.giftoflife.org, and as we mentioned before, Anita and Joel are waiting for your call at 1-800-9-MARROW. Again, that's 1-800-9-MARROW.
So everyone who's listening to us right now, we really want to explain to you and help you understand how special Sammy is. And we want to introduce you all to her. So here she is. Sammy's here with her mom, Cindy. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Cindy. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you guys today?
Yeah.
Hi, Sammy. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you remember me? Yeah, remember when we talked a few days ago?
I remember we said hi.
You remember that we said hi to each other?
Huh?
You remember that we said hi to each other and we talked about your four-wheeler, right? Can you tell me a little bit about it? How did you decorate that four-wheeler? Do you know what colors are on it? Maybe purple, pink?
Flowers.
Flowers? What kind of flowers? Are they pink flowers? Are they blue flowers? They're blue? Yeah, I really like the color blue. What? Pink. Okay, pink is one of my favorite colors too. I love that color. So, Sammy, how was your day this morning? Did you help Mom with your animals? Did you help her with, you said you had a horse maybe, or some chickens?
We have a lot of chickens.
You have a lot of chickens? How many would you say? Maybe.
30.
You have 3?
30.
30?
30,
Oh my gosh.
wow.
Wow, Sammy, how do you take care of all those chickens? Do maybe your brothers and... What?
There's a lot of food.
It takes a lot. It's hard.
It does take... Sammy, I heard that she likes Katy Perry. Is that true?
That's true. Sammy, you like Katy Perry, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite song? Can you maybe sing some of Roar with me? Could we sing it together? And you're gonna hear me roar. Can you say it with me? No, that's okay. I get shy with singing too. I understand. So Sammy, you have a sister, don't you?
Yeah, her name is Haley, remember?
I do remember. And what was her name? Help me remember her name. Is her name Haley?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And what about your brother?
I do.
And you told me he started crawling, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And do you help him crawl or no? Can he crawl all on his own?
Huh?
Can he crawl all on his own? Like, does he need help crawling? Do you help him walk, or he can't walk yet, can't he?
He can't walk.
That's okay. That's okay. So
Right now he's playing with Haley.
Aww. So your Aunt Holly showed me a really cool picture of you wearing a tutu. Do you like being a princess?
Oh, yeah?
You do? What about, remember when we were talking about Shrek?
Huh?
Is Shrek your favorite movie? Do you like the princesses on Shrek?
Huh?
The movie Shrek? Have you seen the movie Shrek?
Yeah, we have it.
You have it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. When was the last time you watched it? Have you watched it recently?
Huh?
Have you watched it recently? Maybe have you seen Donkey? Do you like the Donkey character?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really funny, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is.
Remember on the show he says, I like big butts and I don't want
Yeah, he's silly. He's a silly donkey. What about any other Disney princesses? Do you like The Little Mermaid, or do you like Cinderella?
I like Little Mermaid.
You do? Guess what? I have red hair just like Ariel.
Huh?
I have red hair just like Ariel, and you have blonde hair like Cinderella.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, So you're going into first grade, aren't you?
What?
Are you going into first grade?
Yes.
Do you like school?
Huh?
Do you like school?
Huh?
That's okay. Do you like school? Do you like going into school with your brothers and with your brother and sister?
I don't like school.
You don't like school? Would you rather go on your four-wheeler?
Mhm.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be more fun.
Mhm.
I can imagine that would be more fun.
Mhm.
So, Sammy, you were telling me the other day about bubble guppies. Remember when we were making silly faces with one another?
Mhm.
And your tongue looked like a hot dog? Remember we were making, and mine looked like a flower?
Mhm.
That was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. So, Sammy, so you're about to start first grade. How about your sister? How old is she? What grade is she going to start?
Daddy?
Second grade?
No.
Oh, fourth grade.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So she's a big sister. Is she a good big sister? Do you guys like to hang out a lot? What?
Yes.
Yeah, you like to hang out a lot. I have a big sister too. Her name's Elena, and I like to hang out with her too.
Who's Alina?
That's my sister. That's my sister. Just like Haley's your big sister, my big sister's Elena.
Can I talk to her?
Can you talk to her? I would love maybe not right now, but you definitely can. We can all have a play date together.
Yeah.
Yeah, would that be fun?
Did you know that I can like yours pierced?
Did I know what?
I'm getting my ears pierced.
You're getting your ears pierced. Whoa, that's so cool.
Wow.
That's so cool, Sammy. Do you know what you want your first earring to be? Maybe a flower?
No.
Yeah, or maybe
A diamond.
a diamond.
A diamond.
Wow. Wow, that's so cool. Are you afraid of getting your ears pierced or no?
No.
No, you're brave, aren't you, Sammy?
She's a tough cookie.
She's a tough cookie. Sammy, I have to say, I was a little scared when I was getting my ears pierced, but you're brave. You're really brave. Has Haley had her ears pierced? So have you seen your sister get her ears pierced before? Is that why you're so brave?
No, but I'm really brave.
Oh, you are really brave, Sammy. You are really brave. It takes a lot of...
And you know that my mom has
Say it again?
my mom has her ears pierced.
She does?
Mm-hmm.
Does your mom wear a diamond too, just like you'll wear?
Now she has silver.
She has what kind of earring?
Silver hoop.
Oh, silver
hoops.
hoops. Wow, diamond silver. I don't know which one I'd rather have, but I think I like your diamonds. How about you? I think I like your diamonds better. Right, Sammy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that sounds great. So do you know when you're getting your ears pierced? Are you getting them pierced soon?
I'm getting them pierced today.
Today?
All right.
All right.
Wow. Oh my gosh, you'll have to send Greg, Barry, and I a picture of that because we're gonna want to see those beautiful ear pierced.
Okay, bye.
Okay, Sammy, it was so nice to talk to you today.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Sammy.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sammy. Thank you so much, Leora. I know Leora spent a lot of time with Sammy. I'm gonna put a plea out there. This little girl is 6 years old, has a lot of trouble hearing because of the Fanconi anemia. It compromises your hearing capabilities. She's tired at the end of the day, and she needs our help. She's 6 years old, and she needs our help. So I'm asking everybody that listens, this girl is 6, had the courage. They don't want our sympathy, they don't want our pity, but they need our help. Let's help this family try to find a match. I'm making a humble plea to everybody. I'm asking people, if you have the discretionary income, to open up your wallets and pocketbooks. We have Joel and Anita waiting. Just say that it's for the show. It's that simple. The donor circle, the show.
Before we take a break, Greg, we're going to take some calls, I believe. We got a caller on the line, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, it's Barry K, Rebecca.
Hi.
How are you doing today, Rebecca? Where are you calling from?
I'm good. I'm calling from Miami, Florida. I'm actually about to get on an airplane to go to California. I just wanted to say how much I value what you guys do. I have a twin sister who's been sick her whole life, and I know what it's like to always be fighting. And I value everything that you guys do, and I'm just so thankful for you guys.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so sorry about your sister. We hope she's okay now, right?
Thank you. She's okay now. She's doing great, but it's because of all the love and support that she's had around her, and the amazing doctors, and just all the love. And that's exactly what Sammy gets, and she's going to keep getting, and hopefully she'll find a match. And we're all praying for her.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your prayers, Rebecca. Thank you so much. That means so much.
Of course, and I thank you for everything. I really do.
All right, thanks again for your call, Rebecca.
Of course. Have a great day.
You too. I want to reach out to our audience. What we just heard, I mean, I don't know how you could sit through that and not feel some compassion. I want you all to stop what you're doing. If you're driving, pull over. If you want it, just don't. Stop what you're doing, pick up the phone, and call Joel and Anita at 1-800-962-7769. That's 1-800-9-MARROW. Or you can go to your computer, you type in www.giftoflife.org/DC/the show. Donate right to our donor circle. Sammy needs the help of her community, of her South Florida listeners, all the way to our Boston listeners. Everyone who's listening, everyone who has a skin in the game, let's help Sammy. This show was created as a community. It is a platform for you, our listeners, to make a difference, for you to save Sammy's life.
And we mentioned this before, that this show deviates from our norm because we're celebrating the gift of life. And you see, let's just put it on the table. The little girl is a princess. She's now self-proclaimed. We'll proclaim her here. And when we get back, we're just going to make one more plea to our listening audience to see what we could do to help her find a match. So please stay tuned, and we'll be back in a few.
Are you in the market for a health plan? If so, please visit my good friend Gary at Health Plans Unlimited. No plan is too big or too small. Gary will customize a plan that's affordable and comprehensive, just for you. If you're interested, please visit Gary Goldman, the best in the biz, at www.healthplansunlimited.com. Again, that's www.healthplansunlimited.com. Or you can call Gary Goldman directly on his personal line at 954-303-6676. Again, that's 954-303-6676. And tell him that Gregg sent you directly from the Gift of Life. Health Plans Unlimited. We have the health plan for you. ThrowItBetter.com. Do you need help with your bowling game? Are you taking the right 5-step approach? If you want to become a competitive bowler, even a recreational bowler that's considering joining a league, or a league bowler that's considering joining a tournament, you need to see Vince. He's going to show you how to throw it better. He'll get you the right equipment, he'll show you the right approach, and as a certified coach himself, he'll put you in the best position to succeed. If you're interested, please visit Vince at throwitbetter.com and tell him that Gregg sent you. Again, that's www.throwitbetter.com. If you own a business and have the need for commercial insurance, I suggest you call Chris Moore of Brown & Brown Insurance in Fort Lauderdale. Chris has been in the commercial insurance business for over 30 years and can handle any company's need for property, general liability, workers' compensation, and automobile, just to name a few. Brown & Brown, being countrywide and the 5th largest agency in the country, gives Chris the tools he needs to meet all your insurance needs. So call Chris at 954-331-1420. Again, that's 954-331-1420. We want to extend a special thanks to our friends at the Boca West Foundation for all the wonderful work they do for Gift of Life and for all the meaningful service they give to the Boca Raton community. For over 3 years, the Boca West Foundation has generously supported local charities in the Boca Raton area. The Boca West Foundation. It's all about the kids.
Interested in being part of Mission Possible?
Dun 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 dun.
On Saturday night, August 9th at the Blue Martini in Boca Raton, come listen to a donor and recipient's experience and how Gift of Life truly saves lives. Don't miss the opportunity to be part of Boca Chamber's Festival Days and get your photo taken with Sean Connery lookalike John Allen, Palm Beach's very own 007 Sean Connery impersonator, and savor premium libations and culinary delights in only the most covert manner. Please call Jenna at 1-800-9-MARROW. Again, please call Jenna at 1-800-9-MARROW.
Welcome back to The Gift of Life with Gregg, the show that talks about giving and receiving. I'm your co-host, Leora Lieberman, and I'm here with my host, Gregg Francis, and co-host, Barry Kaplan. If you'd like to call into our show, we'd love to hear from you. Please call 888-565-1470. Again, that's 888-565-1470. And now, back to our show.
All right, thank you, everybody. This is The Gift of Life with Gregg. For those that are just listening, we had the beautiful 6-year-old Sammy on the phone that needed our help. And for everybody, let's put it on the table. She has trouble hearing. This little girl did the best that she could, and it was tear-jerking. She needs our help. You know, her hearing is going to go, her immunity is going to go, and if you heard her speak, this little princess, all she wants to do is live a normal 6-year-old little girl's life. The family does not want your sympathy, the family does not want your pity, but the family needs our help. Now, the matching gift that we had last week was supposed to end at 3:59, 1 minute before our show started today. But one of our board members who wants to be held in anonymity is increasing his match till we could find, hopefully, the next couple of weeks to find a match for Sammy, or at least get kits tested to find a match. So whether you're going to donate $100, whether you're going to donate $60, whether you're going to donate $1, whether you're going to donate a penny, it's not going to be matched at 50%. It's going to be matched dollar for dollar or 100%.
That's right, and if you want to be part of this, if you want to donate, please call 1-800-9-MARROW. Again, that's 1-800-9-MARROW or 1-800-962-7769. Please, stop what you're doing, pick up your phone, get your information ready, and donate.
Okay, so our first episode, we had another 10-year-old boy named Cam celebrate his 5-year transplant anniversary. And you want to know something? We're hoping 5 years from now we could do the same for Sammy, and it'll be because of your help reaching out to this show so we have the platform to do so. Listen, we're not professional DJs. What we want to do is get the word out, explain Gift of Life's cause, recognize every day what a blessing it is to have the Gift of Life, and stop what you're doing right now and just take a deep breath. Did you play golf this weekend and maybe hit a bad shot? Did you, late for the movie? Does that pale in comparison to what this girl is going through? And if you have the capability of doing that, then I'm going to ask you to take the capability of donating to help save her life. Yes, I'm asking you to take money out of your wallet. People are waiting at 1-800-9-MARROW, because if you heard this sweet little thing on the phone, she's 6. We won at 11 years old when she's here to celebrate her 5-year trans anniversary.
I did a workout this weekend. I went rowing for about 45 minutes. My friend Joel, he's a marathon swimmer. What we do, we basically, you take a nap, you're tired for a little bit, you take a nap, and then you're good. That's not the case for Sammy. It's not the case for Sammy, and I'm begging you, please, stop what you're doing, pick up the phone, call my friend Joel, call my friend Anita, 1-800-962-7769 or 1-800-9-MARROW. Please, we really need your help.
Okay, we're waiting right now for somebody to call in with the trivia answer. Barry, would you like to repeat the question?
Last time for the question, how many times have we asked a trivia question on the Gift of Life with Gregg to date? Again, how many times have we asked a trivia question on Gift of Life with Gregg to date? So please call us in, 1-888-565-1470. Give us the answer. And Gregg, what do they get if they get the answer right?
They're going to get 2 tickets to Bond with us.
Bond with us, and that's going to have a Sean Connery lookalike, right?
It's a great accent you had, Barry. Yeah, it is a Sean Connery. I believe we're going to have an Aston Martin there as well. So listen, we're gonna wrap up the show, but we're asking you to tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your community about little Sammy, and call in to donate now. We made a promise on our first show. We made a promise that we won't be satisfied until we find a match anywhere, anytime for anyone. We made a promise that we won't stop trying until we completed this mission to our greatest capabilities. It's as easy as picking up your phone and donating to our cause. So listen, we feel privileged and blessed to be able to do this every week. Listen, have a great week, God bless, and let's help this little girl.
Thanks for tuning in to The Gift of Life with Gregg. I wanted to personally say thank you to everyone who participated in today's show. And I also wanted to let you know if that you're interested in what we do here at The Gift of Life, please call 1-800-9-MARROW. That's 1-800-9-MARROW. Or that's www.giftoflife.org. Even though we're wrapping up our show today, remember, you must always unwrap the gift of life.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.